The 6 economic sectors out of this 9 are mining and energy, agriculture, manufacturing, tourism, sports and creative arts, infrastructure, and financial services and digitalization. 3 social sectors: healthcare, education, and social protection. The 2 cross-cutting enablers will be the environment, governance, peace, and security, not security. These priorities reflect a deliberate choice to drive growth that is inclusive, fair, and meaningful. Chapter 2, Botswana Today, Realities and Possibilities. Madam Speaker, this chapter gives an honest picture of where we stand. Our economy is still too reliant on diamonds and remains vulnerable to global shocks. Diversification has been slower than it should have been. That is why NDP 12 puts private sector-led growth at the center of our strategy, with a focus on the following: expanding export-oriented value-added production, growing transformative sectors like energy, manufacturing, and digital services, removing unnecessary regulatory barriers, and supporting youth entrepreneurship and the informal sector. Our approach is simple. Government should not crowd out opportunity, but enable and unlock it. We need to enable and unlock opportunities. Madam Speaker, unemployment is the most urgent issue before us. At 27.6% overall and 38.2% among the youth, it demands immediate, bold action. The plan prioritizes reforming education and skills training to meet market needs, promoting youth entrepreneurship and international exposure, and creating jobs in key sectors such as agriculture, tourism, and ICT. Through these development goals, we are turning political promises into actual policy. Madam Speaker, we also face fiscal pressures, with deficits of around 2.6 to 2.9% of GDP. Our response is clear. We are intending to rebuild fiscal buffers, especially the government investment account, improve spending efficiency, grow non-mining revenues, and attract more strategic investment and partnerships. Through discipline and smart investment, NDP 12 lays the foundation for long-term stability and resilience. Chapter 7, delivering on our commitments. Madam Speaker, one message came through clearly from the public implementation. One message came through from the public that implementation has been a weak point in the past. We cannot repeat that mistake. The chapter sets out the strengthened implementation, monitoring, and evaluation framework. Every ministry, every program, every tab must be tracked and accounted for. We are changing the culture of the public service from one focused on process to one focused on results. This is not just an administrative reform, it is a political shift. It reflects this government's resolve to govern with discipline, urgency, and visible impact. I must highlight, Madam Speaker, that the government is intentional about addressing failures of the past administration, experienced in implementation, monitoring, and evaluation. We intend to transform mechanisms, frameworks, structures, processes, and systems that have prevented achievement of results. Over the past 3 development plans under the last government, the country encountered significant challenges in relation to poor execution of national development plans, especially regarding policies strategies, programs, and projects. Some of the challenges identified include, amongst others, poor project implementation and service delivery, lack of quality data for evidence-based decision-making, lower levels of performance across all sectors, insufficient resourcing, both human and financial, to enable operationalization of performance and M&E across sectors. Madam Speaker, the overall government performance in 2025 remains at 53%, indicating no improvement and highlighting inadequate delivery of policies, strategies, programs, and projects. The lack of timely and adequate and accurate data continues to be a persistent challenge that affects performance monitoring. During the 2024-25 financial year, only 12 out of 74 adopted KPIs had timely data available. Besides the lack of timely data, there is no historical data for setting deadlines. Furthermore, National Planning Commission Q1 Project Implementation Report for 2025-2026 indicates that 0% of projects were completed on time, within budget and within scope. Persistent poor service delivery across the country remains a consistent challenge as a legacy of past failures. This government is facing these challenges head-on with full confidence in our capacity to turn around this situation. Community-based reports from 2017, 2021, and 2024, which assess customer satisfaction with local services, show scores below 50, 58, and 58 respectively. This results from poor planning, insufficient skills, weak monitoring and evaluation, and a mismatch between planned initiatives and available resources. Given the need to change the status, the implementation chapter aims to improve national service delivery through an innovative implementation mechanism and the institutionalization of monitoring and evaluation. This will be achieved through 3 pillars: implementation coordination, monitoring and evaluation, and the institutionalization of continuous problem-solving and rapid response. Consistent with these pillars, the strategic initiatives expected to drive change are innovative implementation mechanisms, data management, and the institutionalization of the national monitoring and evaluation system. These initiatives will be supported by capacity building in implementation, monitoring and evaluation, data management, and service delivery. Additionally, the digitalization of project management and national monitoring and evaluation system include data management tools across the entire statistical value chain to improve performance monitoring and evaluation, and will be pursued. It is important to emphasize the importance of that data in support of informed decision-making across the various sectors. The NDP 12 therefore commits to ensuring that robust data management strategies will be put in place to address data gaps that exist in our national statistical system through the implementation of Botswana's strategy for the development of statistics. Moreover, the institutions responsible for performance management at the core of the delivery system will be strengthened. This includes the Advisory Council of the National Planning Commission, district performance management structures led by district commissioners, sectoral labs led by sectoral chairs and NPC, and the top-level leadership, the President and the Cabinet. All these efforts will require a corresponding budget. The government is dedicated to providing the necessary resources for the implementation of the planned policies, strategies, programs, and projects. The feasibility of the plan has been enhanced by developing 3 foot plans for the public investment program, referred to as Part 2, which will later be presented before this House. Madam Speaker, as I have previously indicated in my introduction, Chapter 7 is linked to Part 3 of the plan, the indicator framework. As ministers will be presenting their sectoral chapters in coming days as per the timetable, they will also provide highlights of their sectoral indicator frameworks. Hence, allow me to provide a synopsis of Part 3 of the plan. To continue the unwavering commitment to delivering services to the citizens, government seeks to continually reflect on whether policies, strategies, programs, and projects being implemented are reaching the intended beneficiaries as planned, and whether they are achieving the intended objectives and how they could be improved. I am delighted to share with this House that government has developed an indicator framework for NDP 12 that reflects the government's commitment to track performance and improve implementation of the plan. Madam Speaker, the framework includes a mix of key performance indicators ranging from national to high-level ministerial outcomes and outputs which are aligned to the national vision and international agencies' agendas such as Sustainable Development Goals and Agenda 2063. The NDP 12 indicator framework is expected to be a living document that will consistently and constantly be reviewed with the intention to improve as implementation progresses. Madam Speaker, the journey of preparing the NDP 12 is not just a tale of bureaucratic procedures and box ticking. It is an inspiring narrative of collective vision, commitment, and resilience towards inclusive growth and changing lives aligned with the aspirations of this new republic. Therefore, joint forces and active participation of all stakeholders are imperative for the successful implementation of NDP 12. The government is committed to fostering an environment where diverse perspectives converge to drive positive change. This collaborative approach will not only strengthen the foundations laid by the plan, but also impact on the prosperity and sustainability of the nation. Together, we embark on a journey path towards a brighter and more resilient future for Botswana. Madam Speaker, in conclusion, NDP 12 represents our national aspirations and our collective commitment to a new era of inclusive growth. It is how we are turning the people's mandate into measurable progress. I now lay before this Honorable House chapters 1, 2, and 7 for debate, and I look forward to hearing the views of honorable members as we chart the direction of our 12th National Development Plan. Madam Speaker, I so move. Ke a leboga.
Order, honorable members. The question is that the draft National Development Plan 12 be approved. Honorable members, the deliberations thereon shall resume on Thursday, 16th October 2025. This is to allow members an opportunity to attend the prelude seminar on the draft NDP 12 and scheduled for 14th and 15th October 2025. Order, honorable members. As that concludes the business on today's order paper, I shall now call upon the Leader of the House to move a motion
procedural
of
matter,
adjournment.
Madam Speaker. Procedural matter.
Procedure.
Madam Speaker, we'll be going for a seminar on the NDP 12. Personally, I have not had any document delivered to me to prepare myself for that seminar. I'm wondering whether we are expected to just go blindly into the workshop without having had the opportunity to read for ourselves.
Ke tsone tse di distributwang tse se. Ke tsone. Yeah, wa di go ra ro santsa tsamaya go.
Ke ema kae ne batho? Ke ema kae?
Ke tsone tsele, honorable members, ke tsone tse di hantsele. Tse di kima tse. Yeah, I think never been. I shall now call upon the leader of the House to move a motion of adjournment.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I beg to move that this House do now adjourn.
Order, honorable members. The question is that this House do now adjourn. Order, honorable members. The question is that this House do now adjourn. As many as of that opinion say aye. On the contrary, say no. I think the ayes have it. The ayes have it. Sala di pampir, la kai, sala le sala di pampir. I can lie di bat.